Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode with Thai Talk with Dan. Now, I have a huge backlog of your Thailand related stories. So I thought today we'd do something a little different and share a few of them on the channel. So strap yourself in and let's jump straight in to your crazy, wonderful and epic Thai girl related stories in hope that it stops other men from messing up the same as you, me and everybody else here. So let's kick off with our first Thailand story. Hi Dan, I wanted you to share my story and to let other Phalangs know there is no such thing as love in Thailand. It's about the money you have in your bank account. 13 years ago in Pattaya, I met a lovely lady in a bar. This was the first time to Pattaya, fell in love with her, had to go back to the UK after 3 months. I came back to stay with her. Then decided to ask her to go back to her parents' home in Bangkok. She'd done this and said she would want 20,000 baht per month for support. I said, okay, as I was earning good money in the UK. So every 3 months I would come back and stay for a month in a hotel 1 mile from her parents' home. After 2 years, I sold my flat in the UK and came to rent a room in Pattaya. Dum dum dum. After 3 months, she asked me if she could borrow 1 million baht. To build a home right next to her parents' house. I agreed. The house was built at cost price from a friend of her parents who was a builder. So we moved into the house, but after 6 months I did not like staying there as I was the only Phalang on the street. No one could speak English, so we decided to come back to Pattaya. After 5 years, I developed colon cancer and had to go back to Bangkok to have an operation to remove the tumour. Had 8 sessions of chemo and we came back to Pattaya and bought another house in her name. What a fool I was. 2 years later, she left me.
Stop it. Get some help.
So we sold the house and I gave her 70,000 baht as a settlement. I got my money back on the house. All if 1 million baht. 6 months later, she rang me to make a go of it again. I said, okay, fool again I was. So I was now paying all bills and giving her 5,000 baht a month as she now had a job working at a motorcycle and car hire shop earning 16,000 baht per month. I took her in the morning and picked her up in the evening. Done this for another 2 years. So I am now living on my own in Pattaya for 2 years. She told me straight after 13 years of being together that my money was not enough as her daughter was going to college soon and the fees was 100,000 baht per year for 4 years and she now had a Thai man and she had now a Thai man while living with me. Wow. I knew nothing about this. It was a total shock. And she was leaving me to go stay with him. So after 13 years, I am now living on my state pension from the UK. Forgot to mention, bought a car while we were together. I sold it to help her buy a brand new Honda City to put in the company car hire firm to help her get another 8,000 baht per month towards her family. She could pay 8,000 baht a month to buy it over 5 years and make 8,000 baht for herself. I have been good to her and her family. She now still has the house in Bangkok. It was done in her name. What a mug I have been. Now only have my UK pension of £530 per month to live on. When the money's gone, the honey's gone. Don't fall in love with a bar girl. They will take you for everything that you've got. Right guys, so let this story be a warning. Don't fall in love with a bar girl and don't give so easily. This guy now has ruined his future to a degree. He now has no savings. She's rinsed him. She's done well for herself and she'll probably be on to the next victim as we speak. Because around and around it keeps on going. They don't stop, guys, because there's so many vulnerable types of men here in Thailand that will do anything for the punani. So be careful, and hopefully this can make other men be careful if they're dating a bar girl here in Thailand. So let's get on to the next subscriber's story. Okay, I think this subscriber is looking for some advice, so let's jump in. My background. I'm a middle-aged man living in Germany. I have always been attracted to Asian women, but they are not as easy to get in touch with as they do not participate in the surrounding society. One day I found myself looking at an online massage site, and there she was, Apple, a sweet little Thai girl with a range of services that I was looking for. So I booked a 1 hour of massage, all included. Visit number 1. I arrived as agreed, and Apple opened the door with a big smile. She is not a supermodel, but to me she looked very nice. After payment, she started to work her magic, and let's just say that it is the best I have ever tried. At the end of the session, we ended up talking, and I have to confess that I really liked her. I asked her how long she had been in Germany, and she said 3 years. Are you married to a German? I asked, and she said no, I can stay here because of my brother and his German wife. But I know the law for family reunification. I know this is not true. You have to be married, no more, no less. On my way home, I thought, of course she's not telling the truth. She's just protecting herself. I still thought she was lovely, even though I know I'm a paying customer. But I had become a little curious. So when I got home, I set out to investigate things a little more by myself. Having her company address, I found the following: starting date of the business and massage profile start date on the internet. It fits with her story about only being here for 3 years. Then I found her real Thai name. That led to 3 Facebook accounts and 2 Instagram profiles. The profiles showed she is married to an old German guy. It also showed she has been here for a minimum of 4 years. In our conversation, she said she only did this because he had financial problems, or I think he means she had financial problems at home. I don't know if this is true, but according to her Facebook, she loves both Gucci, clothes and travelling a lot. I have to admit that despite this, I was still attracted to her, but also I was a little excited to see how much crap she could tell me and how calculating she could be. I thought this can give me 2 valuable experiences. 1, a great massage, and 2, a first-hand impression of how they operate for later use. So a week later, I booked another meeting. Visit number 2. After the massage was finished, we did a bit of mutual flirting and had a good conversation. She asked if I liked Thai women, which I confirmed. Then she asked if what I was doing for a living, which I answered honestly. I could feel her interest and that she was thinking. Then she said, "What should this woman look like?" I answered, "Like you. But you don't want me," she laughed. Then I asked her if she knew any good dating sites where I could meet Thai women. She half answered but then cut herself off and said no. Then she said, "No, the two of us don't match, but I have a family member who works at a bar in Patong. Maybe she was something for you." Now, I was thinking if your family member works there, she must have been inspired by you. You are not new to this trade. Visit number 3. After the massage, which was again fantastic, we ended up lying down, hugging and talking. And I did a little trick that women in all countries apparently like. And she started opening up. We started talking about dating sites, and now she said that she had them before. And she asked, "How is it going for me on the dating app?" I said, "It is a bit difficult because of so many scams and bar girl profiles, but they are not difficult to spot." She asked, "How do you know?" I said, "It's very simple. The scam profiles in many cases only using stolen photos taken of a pro photographer, and pretty girls is not content with only 1 or 2 pictures on her profile. In addition, they are declaring their love for a 30-year-old man after just 5 minutes and now want to continue on WhatsApp. As a man, ask yourself, when was the last time I was approached by a 30 years younger woman in my homeland like this? Never. And the bar girls, well, they are all in bikinis or likewise with no profile text at all." Then she said, "What are you looking for?" "The real thing," I said. I said, "Please keep my phone number and give me a call when you are available." She said, "I can't right now. You will have to wait for..." And then I could see on her facial expression she was counting. After a break, she said, "Not now." "I have to work now," she said. "Have you been thinking of moving to Thailand?" I said, "Yes, when I get old." She said, "We must wait." Then we hit the shower, and after that we talked a little, and she clearly started seeking my attention and flirting again. My problem are many red flags, but I still like her. Is she playing the long game? Am I just the next idiot in line waking up to be used? She doesn't live with her husband on a daily basis. Does she pay to keep him? Does she pay him to keep being married and work in Germany? Otherwise, feel free to comment. Right guys, bit of a bizarre one this one. You know, it's pretty obvious what's going on. He's a customer. She's seeing if this guy really likes her a lot, if he's going to fall in love with her. She's testing him out, seeing if he could be a potential sponsor, so to speak. But if you want to give him advice, guys, put your comments down below. But I think this is pretty straightforward. Have your massage and hit the road, Jack, and don't be coming back no more, no more, no more, no more. Just a massage, girl. Just get your massage and go, leave, never to be seen again. Let's jump on to the next Thailand story. Right guys, and in this final story, this is from Seni Ans, who's a long-time subscriber of the channel. "Hi Dan, just saw this story referenced on a recent interview Irish Pete made with a long-term Patong guy, Tony. I met him but don't really recall much. I knew Patrick when he had a bar near the beachfront. Patrick's then wife broke into his locked house and took all his money. He then lost the bar and moved to a smaller shop house type bar at the back of the then Patong. It was small and he slept in a room next to the bar. They did good Brit food and Patrick seemed to do well. I moved north in '95 and only went back once after. Had a couple of beers with Patrick and never ever went back, and I heard he had passed away. The story. One regular was Dave. I knew him as he also worked offshore. He worked in Songkla for Unocal, then Total, and maybe later for Chevron. He was an old hand around Thailand. He was shacked up and had a lady in Patong. I heard he had a big breakup issues and she wanted money. Dave, being Dave, took off to Songkla and told all he wasn't giving her any monies. He was in his new place in Songkla for a while when one day he heard a window smash. He went to see what had happened and found a live grenade lying on the floor. Attached to the grenade was a note. It read, "If you don't pay me my money, I'll send you another grenade without the pin." Dave paid the money very soon after. He knew his ex had military contacts. He knew she meant what she said. And then he puts, "LOL, I actually knew all the characters in this story. Maybe not Dave's girlfriend. Cheers." Guys, at the end of the day, it all goes on here in Thailand. It is very crazy, and it's understandable why it's crazy as well. Because guys are literally being surrounded by these money-hungry type females that are waiting for a foreigner that's got a bit of cash who's willing to splash it out on them. And in return, they show you the cuteness, they show you a good time, they will look after you and take care of you, etc. and make sure that you are happy for at least a little while they can get what they're after, which is your money. At the end of the day, this is Thailand, and if you're messing around in places like Patong and Pattaya as an example, then you're going to be surrounded by these types of women. So guys falling in love with these type of women, it's just absolutely bonkers. And I read in the comments, everyone's calling them simple and stupid. But guys, people just lose themselves when a beautiful, pretty woman is staring into their eyes, telling them everything that they want to hear and making them feel how they want to feel. And money is no object when they're getting that feeling. That feeling is what they would pay any amount of money for. And things just escalate and always seem to get crazy. And the idea of this channel is just to share stories, and hopefully guys can be in a particular situation before it's too late, listen to one of the stories and go, hang on, that is how my story is going to end. And before it does, I'm going to get out of this very, very crazy relationship before I'm broke, just the same as the guy in the first story that we shared today. He's now on a low pension, no savings, nothing to show for what he's done within his life. You know, it's just not right, guys. And all for what? For a bit of time with a beautiful woman that was probably super evil on the inside. It's not about that life. Guys, it needs to stop. I don't know how I'm going to stop it. I don't know what I can do to truly help more than what I am, but this craziness does need to stop. It's not nice, guys, when you're in retirement age, you've just put all your savings and everything that you've got into a house and a life and a car and stuff like that with a woman here in Thailand, and then the next minute it's all gone and you're just left with your minimum pension with no chance of making any good money ever again. And then you've got to get on with your life and try to make a life that way. Guys, these women can truly ruin you if you choose the wrong one. Now, if you've got your own Thailand story, then get your email sent in to thaitalkwithdan@gmail.com, and we'll share it on the channel in hope that it can help save someone from making a very, very bad decision here in Thailand with these women. Now guys, Thailand can be a wonderful place and a great place to retire if you're smart and you don't get involved with these money hungry ladies. If you steer clear from them, you can have a great time, and it is a great country to live in, especially compared back to my own home country, England. So guys, don't let these stories put you off. Just let them make you a little bit more smarter and a little bit more careful, so you don't become another statistic. Right guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, stay safe, and ciao for now. Bye bye.